No intro needed. This is another episode for you all. Let's continue to grind. Yeah. Let the room fill up. We back at this thing again. Shout out to all of the notification squad. I got my homie in the house. OG style. Big game change. Everything else remains the same.
What up, everybody? Get on in here.
Get on up in there. All right. We on the ones and twos again. You know how this thing go. It's on and popping. The Dallas Cowboys got above, right at 500 now. They was at the bottom below 500. We got the victory. We got the dub, however you want to look at it. People trying to dish out credit. You know, should the speech get credit? Should the offensive line get credit? Should Tupac get credit? Should Biggie get the credit? Who should get the credit, big game, James?
Tupac and Biggie gonna get the credit on this one right here. I mean, hey, what did we talk about? We talked about this on the show, right? Tuesday.
Right.
And then what do we say? Well, I said it a little bit. I said, watch the Cowboys. This is what they're going to do. Well, they're going to lose these 3 games, and then what they're going to do? They're going to come in and where they're typical, they're going to come back in and play good because that's what they do. Right when you're about to count out the Cowboys, Jason Garrett, we had talked about it. Right when you're about to put on the dirt on him, he rises from the ashes. We've seen it so many times in his tenure. So I'm not surprised by this, and I wasn't jumping up and screaming down like, oh, we're back, because I'm not going to believe that. It's a week-by-week thing right now.
Right. It's one of those things, Cowboy Nation, that we enjoy the moment. Like we finally got a chance to sip on all good stuff, and and we had a chance to just relax for a minute and say, man, Victory Monday was here and these sorts of things. But the journey is far from being over with. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Although we got 2 more games now, we got to play against those Philadelphia Eagles, and then we got to play against those Washington Deadskins. Washington team, Foreskins, or whatever the name of that team, But we got to figure out a way, man. I strongly believe in momentum, but this team has been the Dallas Cowboys for the past 10 years of playing the way we play. We don't even know what to expect.
Well, we don't know what to expect, and it's up and down. But here's the good thing about it. You want to get hot if you're going to get just like you want to if you have injuries, you want to have them early. You don't want to have injuries late because those guys you like to get healthy at the end of the year, especially playoff time. You want to have your top guys being healthy. And also you want to be playing good ball at the end of the year. Now, obviously the Cowboys haven't been playing the greatest ball with a 3-game losing streak, but you can have a 3-game win streak going into the playoffs, and you want to be playing on a high note before you go into the playoffs. So this could be something that the Cowboys can capitalize on. And if they go in there and beat Philly, I mean, they're going to feel not say you want to feel good about yourselves, but you want to feel like now this is one more step to get where you want to do. And it'll be something that Garrett has not done in his tenure. One, having 2 seasons where there are NFC East champions, and also it'd be 2 seasons where it's back-to-back playoffs for him. That has not happened under his tenure. So he can do something that he's never done under his regime.
That's some good information for the nation, man. Hey, I didn't even look at it or contextualize it in that fashion there. That's some good stuff, Big Game James. You've been doing your homework on this thing, man.
I try. I got to step my game up. Jay Farm got on me the other day.
look,
we had a good talk. Hey, we had a good talk. My dog, I appreciate him.
Hey, he's the plug for real, man.
He's the plug for real.
Shout
outs to him. He's the plug.
Shoot out the plug or what have you. Give a shout out to the plug, but man, he
is the plug.
He got the stuff for us, man, and this is what the nation is about, man. Look, you way in Ohio, I'm way over here, and Texas over here. We communicate, we talk to each other, man. We get this thing going, you see, and this team, although we far apart from each other, we can still feel that this team got that certain vibe about themselves. And the reason why I'm saying this is because Troy Aikman said, hey, with this team, the way they playing, although he had his reservations on this coaching staff and beyond, he said, man, if this team can get into that dance, they can be the dark horse. A lot of things can shake.
It's the truth, Law. I mean, and here's the thing: people want to get mad at Aikman and say, "Oh, you just a hater, Aikman." It's not being a hater. People, Cowboys fans, need to stop saying you're being a hater because you're seeing what the team is doing. If you're seeing the team being inconsistent, you're going to say, why is this continuing to happen when you have this kind of talent on the team? Then when you see them play against the Rams, even though I felt like the Rams aren't the Rams like they were last year, just my opinion, they're a good Rams team, but they weren't the team of last year. So, yeah, I don't think we beat the best of the Rams team, but still a team that's over 500, still a team that's competing for a playoff spot, and still a team that is talented. But as like Aikman said, you know what? When you look at this team, if you do get in the playoffs, it can be dangerous because Dallas has all the elements to win. And that's why you say it's a dangerous team. You've seen when they played fundamentally sound football. Sean Lee said this. So they stopped doing this and stopped doing all the extra stuff and start playing smart, disciplined football, made it simple, rush, play hard, get after the ball, and you've seen what happened when they did it against the Rams.
Yes, indeed, man. And you speaking nothing but the truth. And for those who get hurt by the truth, hey, just like my guy Pac, I heard you were bumping him right before we joined.
Yeah, I was bumping that shed so many tears.
Yes,
I ain't trying to shed so many tears. I ain't trying to shed them tears before this season over. But I ain't trying to shed some tears. But yeah, I'm banging that Pac, dog. He had to get in the mind frame right now, especially with this week with Philly week.
Yes, indeed, and it's still revenge. But here's the thing. And these may be some words that you guys can write down. Realize. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. When you start speaking the truth and you start calling out what this team is all about, it's going to go over a lot of people's head what I just said, but realize. You see what I'm saying? So here's the thing. When you are able to see the issues and the flaws of this team by you being many of miles away from Texas, it's time for us to get our act together. Just like what Jerry Jones said to that reporter, get your act together. He had some other
get
adjectives.
Your damn act. He said, get your
damn act together. He had
he
some more adjectives.
He didn't say get your act together. He said get your damn act together. Now.
Yeah. Don't have me to play that clip, Cowboy Nation. I need to find that glory hole.
Play it because you know what? They were saying a lot of things. Before I go any further, because there's a lot of people jumping in here. Let me give a few shout-outs.
Shout out time.
Let me shout out to Sheila Neal, Gambino. What's up with you? Eastside Harold jumped in there. What's up with your dog? You see them Cowboys anyway, like I said. Robbie Radford was good with you. Boo Thang, as usual. Appreciate you. Fun Times Garrett, what's up with you? Dre the Great. I love these names. Ryan Humford jumping in there. He said he had a long day, but he still jumped in there. Appreciate you. Aaron Henry, my Cowboys family, what's up with you?
Salute.
Ron Smith, as always, we love you. Shouting out from Utah. Shell Sharp. John House, everybody just kind of jumping on in, keep on coming. Eastside Harold. What's up, Chiz Chaz 10? Eastside Harold, he likes ruffling the feathers. So I like when he come in. I don't mind some trolls because it's like the Cowboys fans are like piranhas. When you get a troll in your feed, they jump in there like piranhas. You know what I'm saying? So I like it. Jump in there so them piranha Cowboys fans can get you. Jump on in there. Chew up on Eastside Harold right now, y'all. Chew up on him. Chew up on him right now.
And Eastside, he's just a fighting boy.
Yeah, he like jumping in there.
He's a battle guy. He like
he like jumping in the fire.
Yeah, he like to fight, man. I guarantee you he just love to fight. Like, who touched my shoulder, man? Baddest man touched my hand. You remember that growing up? Yes, indeed, Eastside, man. Shout out to him, man. Always on this thing. I think he part of the notification squad.
Hey, $1 holla, Chaz jumping in there with the donation. I appreciate you, dog. I love you for life.
And it's so contagious. My guy Brandon, he just dropped the donation to help grow the nation. $5 holla.
$5 holla. We appreciate y'all, man. Hey, we really do. Let's keep on with this Cowboy funk. Hey, guess what up? Guess what else, Law? Guess what up, dog? We got a linebacker too. Linebacker that had a connection with that dude Chris Richard.
Oh, okay.
You feel me? His name is Malcolm Smith. Now, here's my thing about Malcolm Smith.
Talk to me.
I've been hearing that he ain't the Malcolm Smith of old because I haven't really got to watch him. He had a couple good productive years at Oakland, had a couple 100 season tackles after he left over from the Seahawks. Then kind of had the injury issues over at San Francisco, played a couple games with Jacksonville. 30 years old, but he's not really that young athletic guy like he was before, but he does have a good pedigree. What do you think about him? Do you think that he'll contribute anything with these last few games on the team?
I think he will, believe it or not. And now I was looking for a certain element of his game, and that's what I was studying up before I got a chance to reach out to you and put the little one to bed. It was like I was just only glancing at the film, didn't get a chance to see a lot. I didn't see a sack since 2016, but what I looked at, his overall skill set is that he's a coverage type of linebacker. Meaning that he's going to cover out in space. He's going to do a lot of chasing when the opposition get the ball or what have you. So I believe he brings in that. He's a veteran guy too, and he speaks from a level of understanding of pedigree of a Super Bowl ring. You see, so now what he speaks and what he says something, people are going to be able to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to listen to what he have to say because we want to be inspired in a sense to have something that he got. You see. I do know it's been many a moons ago, but last I checked, there's no expiration date on Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, definitely not an expiration date. And like I say, you bring in that Super Bowl pedigree and experience. You don't bring in an inexperienced guy, and you don't bring in a fringe guy. I think they like Marsh Lillard, but I think they like him more on the special teams, and he's not the biggest linebacker. Although Smith isn't huge, he's bigger than Marsh Lillard. Yeah. So I think they wanted to have that experience going forward, going into the playoff, trying to make this playoff run. Sean Lee turned the clock back. I know people have been getting on me because I've been saying things about Lee. I haven't been trying to kill him. I'm just speaking the truth. He's been missing tackles. He's been one of the top missing tacklers on the team. That's not my fault. That's just those are the facts. But guess what? He drank the fountain of youth. He stepped up. My thing is hopefully he can stay healthy and be able to do this on a stretch run because we've seen Sean Lee do this. We've seen this law. Yeah. We've seen Sean Lee get 18 tackles. We've seen him get 14 tackles. We've seen him do this, although he had like a career game with the big sack and the interception. He turned back the clock because I've seen him do it before with those interceptions. But my thing is he going to be healthy? Because you're not probably going to get LVE back the rest of the year. Jalen Smith has been playing good, but sometimes his play has been uneven. You're going to really need Smith and Joe Thomas with his knee injury. You're going to really need a lot of Sean Lee now. And you gotta worry about, even though he didn't practice all week against the Rams, is there going to be any kind of injury things? Because you can't afford to have him being injured, even if you brought in Michael Smith.
Yes, indeed, man. You spoke nothing but the fire on this. I have to bring this up, and this is not me. I have to say this every time we say it so people won't be looking at it like, hey, man, these guys just hated on Garrett, right? Sean Lee this year been a direct replicate of Jason Garrett, meaning that we don't see the back-to-back consistency. We will see the spark, you see. But we want to see back-to-back, and so is Jason Witten. We want to see back-to-back situations.
Lord.
I'm just going to bring out all of the guys that's long in the tooth.
Lord.
You know that.
You know how I feel. Hey, did you was watching? You was looking on Twitter with my
I saw that.
You see that, right? You seen it. He was speaking the truth, though. Was he not speaking the truth? Not even to get off topic, but it's the real thing. Let's just talk about this right quick.
We can switch. We can switch gears.
Just real quick.
We're not gonna get into trouble when I say we're gonna switch gears.
Okay, because I mean,
yeah.
It's just the truth. KD Drummond. I mean, man, he speaks fire. I mean, he spits a lot of fire, and just what he was talking about with the touchdown record with him getting it. And yes, it'd be great if he got it, but you know what? Dez got that in a quicker time than Witten did, and it's just that even in this game against the Rams. Jason Witten had like 4 catches for 36 yards, I believe, and a touchdown. Great touchdown catch. Great one-handed catch. I ain't hating on that. But guess what? Blake Jarwin had 2 catches for 40 yards, and he averaged 20 yards a catch. And you saw when he had them catches how quick he gets up on the defense. Ain't nobody hating on Witten, dog, but Jarwin got to get them snaps. Everybody going to go back to, well, he's just not a good blocker. And we get that. But, man, they got to keep getting this dude the ball. He swallows up that defense so daggone quick, Law. He swallows up that defense. And they're going to need him if they're trying to make this playoff run. If you see the way Philadelphia Eagles, I ain't sweating no Eagles, but they be using Zach Ertz and Dallas Gobert. That's what they use those guys. And those guys are very productive. And you see a lot of people, they use 2 tight ends. Those 2 tight end sets are very lethal.
I mean, yes, if you can just close your eyes and imagine, Cowboy Nation, how the Ravens utilized those two young tight ends.
Imagine
And
if we had two young,
yeah,
exactly, just what you're
yeah,
saying, Law. Imagine if we had two young, like another
uh-huh.
guy opposite of Blake Jarwin. I know it's too far in the season, but I'm just saying, looking ahead, you have that element that you have two speed type tight ends that can still put their hands on people and make plays outside off the line of scrimmage. That makes your offense even more dynamic. It makes Zeke better. It makes your receivers better. It just makes it makes that offense dynamic. And we see when Blake Jarwin gets the ball, it's exciting. Our offense seems to explode and picks up when Jarwin gets the ball, does it not?
I mean, it picks up tremendously, man. And shout out to you, Jake the Great, man. 1804, man. Thank you for the donation to help grow the nation. And also back to this other deal with my guy Brandon. He says shout out to Xavier Suafilo. He deserves some credit, and he does, and he do.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing: to piggyback off of what you were saying. KD, he drops the facts with the who said that?
It was KD. It was KD.
Okay, KD. I'm about to say Patrick, but KD, his statement was true because of this right here. We can see that yes, Jason Witten did a great job of catching that ball for a touchdown. But what happened here in Cowboys land, we get so enamored about that, we forget about all of the other plays that happened in the course of the game. We start to look at it and say, well, old reliable, he's been on his team for a long periods of time. Look, he deserved to get his respect and these sorts of things. Look, respect and honor and all that good stuff don't win you Super Bowls. It wins you glorified highlights and stuff like that, and you can look back and say, well, this player had this many receptions and these sorts of things. But the reality of it is that if this team want to go farther, they would actually start Jarwin more but stop playing political football. That's just what it is. And I hate to say that, because we love Jason Witten, but at the end of the day, I'm about those
Are you trying
wins.
to win football games?
Yeah.
You're trying to be explosive. This is not a knock on Witten. Like, why do we always have to keep apologizing for that? I hate that. I don't want to have to
do it because I'm PC a little bit.
I ain't trying to. I'm not going to apologize. If you don't like what I'm saying, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, you be all right. Everybody don't agree. It's just that's my feeling. You saying we're going forward, and I agree with you, Law, on that statement.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going forward and we're trying to win games, and you're trying to get to the Super Bowl, then you need to play Blake Jarwin more, and you need to get him the ball more. He helps the offense, just like you saw when you put in Tony Pollard. When you play Tony Pollard, you see what happens. 12 carries, over 130 yards rushing. Look how explosive the offense is. We know what Zeke is.
Right.
He got his 100. We know what Zeke is. That's why he got paid that money. Zeke is a dog. But you add those other elements on the offense, it makes the offense more dynamic, and then now you have the defense second guessing because now you don't know where you're going. If you just keep Witten in there and you're doing bootlegs and you're throwing to Witten and he's catching, he's getting a 2-yard gain, that's not working. When you do it with a bootleg and Blake Jarwin's in there, you're getting 10, 15 yards, which is better.
Yeah. I mean, this has been the problem with this team for many of years. And that's why when you see a new coach coming in, and trust me, Cowboy Nation, I'm not saying that, hey, let's just fire Jason Garrett now and let's promote some interim while we got 2 more games left, because you get those crazy, idiotic people that think that. What I'm trying to say is that sometimes when you get the new coach in, he don't have the same love and adulations. You see, he would get rid of each and every person that he think that don't fit his system. Yeah, so a lot of times they clean up and they clean house, and all of this love that we have, this love affair for these certain players, they be gone. So maybe that's probably part of the situation too.
Well, you know what? We already know Whitney and Garrett are friends. We understand that. And like I said, ain't nobody it is what it is. I just hope that the Cowboys see that, you know what, if they're trying to make this run, open the door. It's okay. This guy is not the guy. He's not going to be there next year. I don't think so. I don't see why he would come back next year. And he shouldn't, because you don't need to. You don't need to stop the progress of these other players. And like I said, Blake Jarwin is a restricted free agent. Okay. Yeah. So you're going to have to pay him some money. And then you need to find out what you have in Dalton Schultz. Okay, I hear about the final run and everything.
You won't find out in these 2 games.
You're not going to find. You haven't found out all year.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You could have found out. That's what I mean. That's why it was a progress stopper, in my opinion, because you could have saw what you had in Dalton Schultz.
And,
you could have saw, but you
and,
didn't.
and let me expand on this, and not to cut you off, big game, James.
No, talk.
We don't know who Tristan Hill is as well because he had limited snaps. So I don't know whether or not they're going to look at it and say to themselves, well, we already drafted our defensive tackle last year, well, this year basically, on next year's draft. So they might not even look like we, with our natural eyes, saying, hey, this team need another defensive tackle. They may look at it and say, well, we got our guy, number 97, Tristan Hill. I always believed that if you was going to play the kid, there's nothing like putting him out there, throwing him in the water, and letting that kid learn how to swim. He gets some valuable reps and gets some valuable time to get this thing going for the right situation. Because now we just don't know. It's a whole nother year that we're going to have to figure out who he is.
Exactly. And he was a second-round pick. And just like you said, you have to develop him. Sometimes you got to throw him in the fire. A lot of these other teams throw these guys in the fire, and you can still rotate guys. I get it that you're trying to win games, but at the end of the day, you drafted him in the second round to be a player for you to make a difference on the defensive line. That's why you drafted him. You said, okay, we got gashed in the middle because of the Rams, okay? A lot of people are crying about a defensive tackle. So what do? You pound your fist and say, this is the defensive tackle I want. You pound the fist for him and said, this is the guy you want. If you're in hotel rooms with them studying, if you're saying this is your guy, then this dude cannot be inactive 6, 7, 8 games. That can't be happening. Especially, what if you have another couple the same thing that happened with us last year? Remember when DeMarcus Lawrence got hurt? He was injured, and then Antoine Woods, he got hurt during the game. They had no pretty much depth along that defensive line in that Rams game, and that's why it got exposed. What would have happened if a couple of these guys get injured, and then you're throwing this rookie in the fire who hasn't played all year, and then it could be a playoff run and you really need it. You get what I'm saying? So that comes back to bite you later on when you didn't play him early.
Yeah, it did, and that's just the reality of it. Shout out to you again, Jake the Great, man, for being a sponsor for this minute here. Jake the Great, not Jake from State Farm. He says, I love seeing two tight ends set, a.k.a. smash mouth football, basically. Well, we love to see it. We just want to see somebody to also look like they can block in line, and then all of a sudden you look up, they're streaking down the field for a touchdown, because, they're stretching the field. They got that speed to take the top a little bit, wobble it all the way. Can't take it off, but at least get it loose.
But, I'm not going to keep beating up the Jason Witten thing because we can talk about something else. But I just want to say this one last thing. Why did you draft Dalton Schultz? Because he was a blocking tight end and he could catch the ball. One of the reasons why you liked him because he was he could block. Right? So what do you have Witten in there for? You say, the reason why Witten plays more than Blake Jarwin because he blocks better. Right. Well, that was one of the characteristics that you drafted Dalton Schultz, but you're not going to see it again. And just like you said, with Tristan Hill, you're going to have to wait a whole nother year, okay? And this is year 2 with him. This is going to be year 3 next year with a 4th-round draft pick, and you're going into the draft again. You see what I'm saying? This conflicts your draft because you don't know who you have. You don't know what you have in these players. So should we draft another tight end or should we go and see what this unknown? Do you understand? It gets tricky like that. So that's why you can't have people just like when you I heard about Gilbert Arenas. Remember, I don't know if you heard about this. He was going off on Vince Carter. Vince Carter's a beast, and we respect that you played 20-something years. But you being 42 years old, you're taking a roster spot from a player that could be developing on the team. He's not going to get no work because you're on the team playing for what? Like you 42 years old, dog. What you playing for now? You've been in the league 12 years, Vince. I love you, dog. Is the Atlanta Hawks winning anything?
Nope.
You get what I'm saying? But you stopping the progress of some young player because you still on the team. Didn't retire yet.
And people love you. People love you, and then when they love you, they become more of the fan. I'm talking about the coaches of your skill set, and they refuse to let you go. Now some positions you can stay longer in, like the quarterback play. I like what I'm seeing, what Drew Brees is doing. Tom Brady, for crying out loud. But I hate when they get those love calls from the officials. You see. And they ain't calling the game fair.
The problem is with that is because I see it as they're not scrambling quarterbacks and they're not big guys, and the refs are more sensitive to that. Just like they were talking about. Remember when Cam Newton wasn't getting the calls because he was more of a running type quarterback, or he ran the ball and he was a big guy. Just like with Dak Prescott, they don't look at Dak Prescott as like he's some little fragile dude, and so they think, oh, well, he can take a hit, so it's not a big deal if he gets hit down because he's a big guy. But Drew Brees, he's a little dude, and we need to keep the preservation of the league, and we need to keep them numbers. We can't let him be in touch. You don't think they don't be talking about that kind of stuff? Man, come on, dog. Yes, they do.
Oh, my goodness. So, I mean, it is what it is at this point. We're going to move on a little bit and talk about this Eagles situation. Because I have to mention this. We had 2 running backs to run over 100 yards last game. This offensive line looked really solid. It looks like those guys were firing off the ball. Looked like they were ready to punch something. I will say that we had Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, Tyron Smith to go to the Pro Bowl, as well as Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott, right? Did I leave out somebody?
No, it's the 3 offensive linemen, Ezekiel Elliott.
Not 71 didn't make it? Well,
wait, didn't you said Travis Frederick made it?
Travis Frederick made it, right?
I don't know. I know
Travis, Zach Martin. Y'all put it down in the comment box. Man.
Are you sure? Because I know Tyron and Zach made it. I know Leal had to make it. He played all world this year.
I don't think he made it.
I don't get to check in Ezekiel Elliott. Jump in there and tell us. Was it Leal Collins or Travis Frederick? It has to be a Leal Collins. I haven't got to look yet.
My guy Studwood over here says, nah, number 71 didn't make it.
Yep. That's crazy.
He's the one that really, if you really think about it.
Snub.
Yeah.
Travis Frederick? I ain't hating on Travis. I'm not hating. But Leal Collins played lights out this year.
I mean, he did. And I'm not advocating, I'm not promoting and pushing out the Pro Bowl because I can't stand it. It's nothing more than I guess a what you call that? When you're running for class president or something like that, it's nothing more than that, you know. You know, so I used to love it when it used to be like the old format, when, you know, after the Super Bowl, you know, you got the L, but then you can say, well, you know what? My team at least going to get to the, you know, my team at least going to do something in the Pro Bowl, you know. And then you can see most of everybody because now they done watered down the Pro Bowl so much that they got all of these alternatives and all of these people that, you know, going to say, well, I'm not going to it and these sorts of things. So I think he'll eventually get in, but I don't like the way that thing is written out, basically. Yeah, well, popularity contest. That's what Nick says. Yeah, appreciate you, Nick. I mean, lose my mind.
I mean, it is a popularity contest. We all know it. Just like, you know, when you see that. But the Pro Bowl, to me, I don't care about the Pro Bowl any longer because they don't play in the Pro Bowl. It's not like when I was coming up, when I was younger and I saw the Pro Bowl. They were playing hard in that Pro Bowl. It meant something. That Pro Bowl was serious. Like, them dudes was really going at it. And I really enjoyed watching the Pro Bowl. I don't even watch the Pro Bowl anymore. I haven't watched the Pro Bowl in over 5 years because they're playing like two-hand tag. They don't want to get hurt. Understandable. But if you don't want to get hurt, why are you playing in it? Oh, I know. You're trying to get that bread, too. I understand it. I ain't hating. You want to get your bread. I ain't mad at that. But at the end of the day, who's really watching it? That's two-hand tag, and they ain't really never playing serious, dog.
And may he rest in peace. I want you guys to go look up this guy, Sean Taylor, right? You remember him?
Yeah, he was the one that was laying out folks.
He was the last one that was in the Pro Bowl to really, I mean, I'm talking about he was head hunting. They said, hold on, man. Hold on. We got to stop this.
You need to calm down. You're like, you need to calm down. But, I mean, that's the way it is. I mean, you in the game. This is football. You got pads on, and you're tagging each other. I mean, that don't make no damn sense to me. Y'all in pads. Y'all tagging.
But them contracts is real now. You know, they looking at them contracts, and they say, man, $45 million, $50 million here and there. And that's what makes it, because it's all about the money now. And speaking of money, your guy, Dak Prescott, he done beat Carson Wentz, who got 32 or 33 million, right? He done beat a Jared Goff, who got, 34 or something like that million. This guy's making $680-something thousand. What is Jerry Jones is trying to do with Dak Prescott? Talk to me, fam.
I mean, I said this in late October, early November that they were going to franchise him. That was just my opinion because it's like, why are you waiting? I understand that Dak Prescott, he wanted to bet on himself, but from what I heard, that they really lowballed the number. They came like extremely kind of low. So you know what? I mean, if you're the quarterback and you feel like I've had these numbers and I've done this and that, I would say the same thing. I'm gonna just hold off my negotiation, kind of bet on myself, and then we'll see. We'll revisit at the end of the year. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think, like you said, I think there are 2 franchise tags this year because the CBA is going to be coming up, so they will be able to franchise them if they want, and I think they will do it. And they try to figure it out as far as negotiating a long-term deal. I mean, I think they should do it. I think Dak has proven himself. I think you've seen what he's done this year. He's still number 2 in the league in passing, I believe, right now, having a career year as far as yards. A lot of people were saying, let's see Dak Prescott throw for over 4,000 yards. He's a dink and dunk Dak. Well, he's shown that he's not. He's shown he's not a dink and dunk Dak, and he's definitely progressed leaps and bounds. It seems like every year he's continually get better. So you want to sign him, it'll be interesting to see how much he will get signed for, but he's definitely going to get that tag. In my opinion, I think they're going to tag him.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. I just think that the more they play around with this stuff, the more that price tag is going up. And trust me, I want the kid to get his money, but if they would have just went on ahead and had that trust, and
just
had,
believed,
just
but
believed
they didn't
in
believe.
Him, they could have had him
believe.
signed up for 25, 26 million.
Right, but they didn't believe.
They didn't believe.
I mean, let's keep it real. If they did, they would have signed him. I mean, people have said it like if they would have believed, how come they didn't sign him? I mean, you see all these other teams have signed them. They can say what they want. They can say what they want.
Well, let me just paint this picture for you, Big Game James, right? Let me just say this. You dating Beyonce, you know what I'm saying? And y'all been in a relationship for 3 years going on 4, right?
Mm-hmm. And I ain't gave her the ring.
You ain't give her the ring. I mean, are you mean to tell me that when she sit there and say, hey, honey, I'm ready to jump. I'm ready to get this thing going. You mean to tell me you going to finagle and play around with
I need
Beyonce?
One more year. I need one more year, baby.
I just need
one more year, baby.
I need to lay up with you for one more year. No. So that either tell me that Dak Prescott, he ain't no Beyonce, right? Is he at least a Kelly Rowland? Is he a Kelly Rowland?
Oh no, he ain't Beyonce.
He ain't Beyonce then. Okay.
He a step below. Be a step below.
So golf and wins.
Like Jerry and them said, you pretty, Dak. You ain't that pretty though.
So that let me know.
You say like he said you nice, but you ain't her though.
Yeah, you ain't her.
You alright. You alright.
He alright. You know what I mean?
I mean, come on.
Let me
let's
know.
Keep it real.
Let me know.
But I mean, here's the thing though. What's up with Coop though?
He ain't no Beyonce.
Coop ain't Beyonce though. They said, "Oh, you know what? You cute some days, but some days you just don't be looking good. Some days you need to keep that makeup all the time."
Keep that makeup.
Because they say though, Amari, because hey, if you really look at it, and they have said this, for real, that when he's going up against top corners, he hasn't been doing good as of late. But I don't know what's really going on with Amari these past few games. But the good thing about it is that Michael Gallup, didn't have the greatest game against the Rams, and the Cowboys still put up 44 points. That's what you should at least be excited about.
Right. He still put up 44 points by him having a pedestrian type of game. And here's what I got to say before it slipped my mind, Cowboy Nation. I apologize. To all of the Saints Nation on Mike Thomas? Shout out to the Thomases because that's a cold-blooded last name. The kid, he showed his butt off. I thought that when he got his money, I thought that he was going to fold up like a lawn chair.
Who, Michael Thomas?
Michael Thomas. He is
he went
certified.
Harder.
He's certified.
He went harder.
He went hard. Look, name me a Cowboy player that get paid and then all of a sudden say, you know what? Repeating's por favor. I'm finna show you guys that I'm the real deal Holyfield. He's certified. And that's even with a slew of games without Drew Brees that his numbers are still like, man, he worth the 20 whatever $1 million that they gave him.
And you know what?
Yeah.
You know what's even crazier though, Law? I saw him at Ohio State. I didn't think he was that player. I thought he was
Me
good,
neither.
but I didn't think he was that player. But testament to him, he's very confident. He's a very confident dude. He's very cocky, and
Not
he
the
will.
fastest guy,
But
you
he
know.
will. He's not the fastest,
Yeah.
but he runs those routes good. He's strong. He's physical, and you know what? It's just sometimes though when those guys have that mentality where I don't care who you are, I'm going to destroy you every time. And I believe you're playing with Drew Brees, you're a good studier of film, so you have to study your opponent. And a lot of this game, people don't understand is mental. A lot of people come in this game. Everybody's physical. Everybody's big.
Right.
Everybody's strong. But it's that mental side of the game when those other players take that mental approach and really study the game on both sides of the ball, and then they have the physical attributes to go out there and do it. That's what makes them great, and I think that's what Michael Thomas is.
Yeah, Michael Thomas, man. He's a beast, man. So they paid him his money, and he's sitting there saying, hey, there's not going to be no regressions in my game, regardless of the quarterback that's throwing me the ball. So, I mean, shout out to him and shout out to the organization for making that gamble and paying the guy and not letting him test the markets and these sorts of things. And we still playing around with our food. With Amari Cooper. I don't know, man. Like you said, against number one cornerbacks, he disappears in a sense. I just look at it like, man, the officials had a lot of their toe in the water when we played against the Saints that game, calling those bogus calls and these sorts of things. But until he prove it otherwise, who we play against this weekend? Darby's of the world, Jalen Mills. He probably eat them up though.
Yeah, he's gonna eat them up, and I mean expose him. He's been having field days. He has career days against them. So let's expose them. We understand their weaknesses and what they have. I mean, they're a really good rushing team. They're only allowing 90 yards a game, third fewest in the league. So they're one of the tops in the league with that. They got Fletcher Cox. They got those guys that they got the Derek Barnetts of the world, like you say. What's your other boy, the defensive end from Michigan? What's his name? Somebody tell me.
Michigan.
He's defensive end.
They got some kind of Sweets, whatever his name is. Was it Sweat? Montez?
So.
Not Montez Sweat. No, it's the other guy. Y'all help me out, man. I'm messing up people's names.
It might be Josh. I don't know if it's Josh Sweat.
Josh Sweat, yeah.
But you know they got those line, and somebody tell me here in a minute.
Smart, somebody said smart.
They have that front line that will present problems. But you seen what Ezekiel Elliott did to him last time, and even before. Ezekiel Elliott has had good running games, and once again, Ezekiel Elliott has not lost to the Philadelphia Eagles, if I'm not correct. When he has started the game, he has not lost to them.
Tie hard, Sweat. Yeah, that's his name. Here's what I did when I looked at the previous game. It is on right now if you have NFL Network, Cowboy Nation. I just witnessed Adrian Peterson run all over those Eagles, right? And Adrian, he don't have that burst like he used to. He don't. But he still have a little power off his run and he's got a little speed here and there. So I'm looking at if Ezekiel Elliott showed us anything that he showed us the first time he played against the Eagles, and he showed us anything that he showed us last week when we played against the Rams or what have you a few days ago, the Eagles going to have their hands full because when they try to corral and load that box with the 8 and 9 man front, you still got the one-on-ones on the outside. And Michael Gallup's had a silent game last week against the Rams, and also Amari Cooper had a quiet game. This may be a game where you're going to look up and you'll say that Dak Prescott is Beyonce tonight. He Beyonce today, you know what I mean?
He's been Beyonce against them Eagles, so keep being Beyonce and doing all your dances, your Super Bowl songs, do whatever you got to do. But you know what? The Cowboys, when we're talking about our offense opposed to their defense, we're going to have to be able to – the good thing about the Cowboys is they got Deshaun Jackson. Of course, he's been a Cowboy killer. We haven't seen him, which is a good thing. And then they just lost Alshon Jeffrey. So they're going to be coming in the game with Nelson Allegor, Greg Ward Jr., and I think the rookie, J.J. Whiteside. So not a scary unit, and it's a unit where our corners can really, especially Byron Jones, Jordan Lewis has been lights out this season. He had a little wayward game against the Buffalo Bills, but you see how he bounced back, especially with Cooper Kupp. Really shut him down. He had 6 catches in that game, but he didn't really get the catches until the second half, until it was over. So Jordan Lewis really did his thing. We saw what Cheeto actually did in that game. Me and you were actually doing that watch party game. We saw him turn his head around.
Yeah.
We saw him force the receiver to the outside. So that's going to be a good thing. So the keys that we're going to have on the defense, Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert. And also, Miles Sanders has been stepping up. He's kind of been, taking over where Jordan Howard was, because Jordan Howard doesn't offer that speed like Miles Sanders does. So he had 122 yards against those Redskins, had a big run. So the Cowboys going to have to look to contain him, especially in that short passing game with screen passes. Cowboys have problems with that, and they're going to be dumping off those short little passes because they don't have anybody that they can really go deep. They have Allegor, but you know how he is. He's sometimey. So they're going to try to chew us up in that middle and drop them screen passes. So we're really going to have to stop Sanders, because we cannot let him get loose with that speed.
And the matchup I definitely don't want to see, Cowboy Nation, is the Xavier Woods and the Zach Ertz. Normally, last time we played, it was LVE. And you guys remember last year, LVE's rookie year, LVE against Ertz and these sorts of things. He caught one. He caught a pick, interception. Almost took it to the house. So I don't want to see that matchup. I don't know if we're going to have our linebackers trailing and covering Zach Ertz. I don't know whether or not they're going to do that. And here's another thing. I'm looking at their plays. They do a lot of screen passes to the other tight end as well, Dallas Goedert.
Yes, that's
he
what
got
I'm
some
saying.
He got a little speed on him a little bit.
He's got some juice, and I mean the Cowboys wanted him. I mean, and the Eagles drafted before him, so it's not like the Cowboys weren't looking at him and seeing what they could do to get him, because you're seeing what he can do. What he adds another element to the offense, and he can hurt you. And he can hurt you a lot. Hey ho, another $1 holla from my guy. Chish Chaz 10. Chish Chaz taking a bath.
There
you like
go.
that one? Chish Chaz
taking a bath.
What's
4
up
bath. Shout out to him though.
Shout out to what's his name? Kai? Is it Kai 4 bath?
Hey,
shout out to you, Cobra Kaya. Shout out to you, Cobra Kaya, for getting those field goals. But once again, I don't trust none of you field goal kickers. You can go 4 for 4, 5 for 5, 6 for 6, and then next week go for 0 for 3, and then everybody gonna hate you. So I'm gonna keep that praise to myself with any kind of field goal kicker. I don't ever want to put the game, because I was just watching NFL Network and those highlights, and I just happened to see the 98 Vikings, and I just happened to see when Gary Anderson, who had missed all season.
Oh my goodness.
Missed, and they didn't go to the Super Bowl because of that.
Wow.
So I don't ever want the game put in their hands of no field goal kickers. So please, Cowboys, please score touchdowns.
Because there's only one football out there, and there's only one foot that you don't want to see that foot miss, and that football. And think about this big game, James. The only field goal kicker that really just earned his grain of salt was the one for the New England Patriots for those first 3 Super Bowls. If anybody go back and look at it, man, that joker was nailing everything.
He won them Super Bowls.
He won it
for
the
real.
foot. Yeah, they weren't explosive as it relates to offense, but they had a guy managing the game, because the people
he's
hate
one of the
this
few.
thing. Yeah,
that's why he's going to Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so a lot of people saying beat Philly, man. Shout out to those that's on my Facebook panel. Mike Robinson, Darryl, Bruno, shout out to you, as well as KG. Man, a whole bunch of people.
What's up, KG? He said what's up too. What's up with you, KG?
Lorenz and all of y'all, man. Really appreciate you all that's on the Facebook panel. If you guys can do me a quick favor on the Facebook, hit that share button, hit that like button, and that will help this thing grow on the Facebook. Shout out to you all.
Subscribe, subscribe, all that good stuff. Donation if you like, whatever you like to do. Feel free today. Be free today. Be free. Be free today. We like being free. Want to be free. We need to be free against these Eagles. That's all I know. Like I said, I am caught with this Eagles game. I don't know about you guys, everybody that's in the feed that's listening right now. This is just my personal opinion about this game. I am cautiously optimistic. I am just sitting here like, I feel in my heart that the Cowboys are going to show up and do their thing because it's Philly and they're in a hostile environment, and you know how it is. But you know what? I know how the Cowboys act too. So it's just it's really it's maddening in my heart, and it's frustrating. I don't know about you guys out there, but it's frustrating to me when I see this team and I'm like, damn, why can't y'all do this every week? And why can't you do this every week?
You're speaking the truth, fam. You are. Why we can't just see this consistency every week?
Man, that's why we be frustrated. And like I've been telling you, Law, we've been talking about this time and time again. You don't want to hate Jason Garrett. You want to like him. You want him to stay the coach because you don't want to have to go through the change and the turnover and doing all the other starting. But daggone it, when you have teams, and it ain't like this is his first good team, and they don't reach the threshold, you're like, okay, we can't keep wasting this. Okay, you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. So you can't be hating on the fans and the media because we're sitting there like, dude, do it.
Do it.
Okay, do it. I mean, you got everything in front of you now. They've built the team, right? Obviously, we understand the defenses and what it was, but it was the same personnel last year.
True.
Pretty much, and you did do some upgrades from last year, didn't you? Especially along the defensive line, and it was the same defense last year. So there ain't no excuses. Y'all have to put this together. Y'all have to get on one accord as a coaching staff. Y'all have to get on one accord as players, and you have to say no excuses. If you're giving these pregame speeches in the locker room, you got everybody motivated, Garrett, then there should be no excuses for you players any longer. If Garrett gives you this speech and you go out and play like that, there should be no excuses. That's why I said it at the beginning of the daggone year. There's no excuses for this team, Law. There's none. They have the talent to beat anybody in the NFC.
Here's the thing, though. He can't give the same speech again, and he can't show the same highlights.
That's why now the players, that's what I'm saying. The players have to help out the coach. That's why I said action goes back again. Actions speak louder than words. If you are fighting for your coach and you keep saying y'all love Garrett, this, and this, then y'all ain't got no damn excuses of why you're not playing top football and beating teams you should beat. If you're saying you love your coach.
Yeah. I mean, you're speaking nothing but the truth, Cowboy Nation. From Big Game James, he's speaking the truth, and I want you guys to understand that. We talk about, earlier when we started off the conversation for the nation, we talked about credit, and I always say validation is only good for parking. And on top of that, if you're looking for credit now, you're already lost. You shouldn't be looking for credit. But speaking of credit, he deserves the credit because he gets the blame when we lose. Didn't Ike Turner give Tina Turner flowers? I mean, come on. What are you going to say? Hey, I know she had a black eye a couple of weeks ago, but he got the flowers. He gave her some flowers, so he should get some credit for that. No. Life doesn't work that way.
He still slapped the hell out of her.
She's sitting there like, whoa, what's going on? You know what I mean?
Oh, baby, that's all right, baby. I got these flowers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just like
you can hear somebody from the outside saying, hey, don't he deserve the credit for going out there picking the flowers,
I mean, I heard Deion Sanders, but he good with that. He just like to ruffle feathers. He just I get what he's saying. Like, everybody wants to dog Garrett. But you know what? The reason why they're saying it, Prime, and it's 10 years, dude. Prime don't jump up there and say, oh, well, y'all want to dog him when he loses. Y'all want to give him the credit when he wins. I understand that theory, but sometimes you just look at it and, I mean, I don't know, Laws. What do you think? Sometimes when he had Romo, I'm like, I think Romo won some of them games instead of you.
Most of them games.
You feel me? When Romo was changing them calls because he didn't like what y'all was doing, Romo was winning them damn games. I'm sorry.
Hey.
Maybe I'm just foolish. Maybe I'm just foolish.
Hey, when Romo got to CBS, and we were sitting there like,
No,
man,
Romo was changing on plays all the
changing the
time.
play. That's why it went all in 1 second. They'll call the play. He was like, you know what? We're gonna go in this huddle. I'm gonna change the play.
I'm changing the
That's
play.
why it's gonna take It's gonna take all the way down to 1 second. I got 40 seconds to
Kill,
change this play. Kill. Wide 80. Y'all remember that?
How many times do we hear
wide 80?
How many times do we hear kill?
Kill.
When Romo came up to that huddle, he was killing all them plays. Come on, dog.
Yes, that's why when they when Dak Prescott finally started, what have you, they said, now we finally get the plays that were called. You see?
Feel me?
But it is what it is, Cowboy Nation. I think that Deion Sanders, I love him, man. He's prime time for a reason. He's a contrarian, He always gonna pick the opposing views or the opposing thoughts. Because that's the old DB mentality, You think that you're the fastest person on the team. No, I'm gonna show you that I am. You see?
Right.
And that goes to show you that Deion Sanders, he didn't play for one or two teams. That joker played for half of the teams in the NFL.
Man.
I mean, you can just go down the list. Atlanta Falcons. He played for the 41ers. The Niners. He played for the Dallas Cowboys. He played for the Ravens. He played for the Washington Redskins. He played for many of teams, Cowboy Nation. So I don't know whether or not his love affair is all the way deep sold into the silver and blue like we are, you see.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not at all. Dog, I mean, Deion Sanders has said it. He has said it that he was not trying to come to Dallas, but you know what? Jerry came with that money. You get what I'm saying? He even said and you listen to him now. He don't jump up and down for Dallas Cowboys. He's always busting on Dallas. If anything, he don't got that love for Dallas. Like he played for the Cowboys. Jerry paid him his money. He got a Super Bowl. He probably definitely got friendships and stuff, but for him to sit there and say he a Cowboy lover, that's farthest from the truth.
Yes, indeed. So, and trust me, we love prime, though.
I love some prime time. I always will, but that's just the truth in my opinion. You don't love no damn indeed. Cowboys.
Yes, indeed, and shout out to him though. But here's the thing, and yes, the blame goes around, and the credit does go around. But like you said earlier, it's been 10 years, right?
It's been 10 years, dog. That's all I'm saying. It's been 10 years. And if Ron Rivera can get to a Super Bowl, you should have been able to.
At least pinch it one time.
That's all I'm saying, because I don't think Ron Rivera is the greatest head coach. I just never thought he was a great head coach. Think he was a banging defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I always thought Ron Rivera, because, I remember when he played with the Bears on defense. You know what I'm saying? So I always thought Ron Rivera was a good defensive coordinator. Never thought he was a great head coach, but he still kept that team functional, still kept them competitive, and he got them to a Super Bowl. That's all we saying, Prime. Ron Rivera got the Carolina Panthers to a Super Bowl, dog. Why ain't Jason Garrett ain't got one? That's all we saying, dog. That's all we saying.
Yes, indeed. And
get to it this year, dog.
Hey, here's the thing, though. I want to bring this up. And it could be a way we can go on this run, like Troy Aikman said, and like others are saying as well. And I want us to, because remember, I'm a man of my word. I said when we get to that NFC, title game or what have you, division beyond the divisional title game, the conference champion game, what have you, that I'll buy you a Jason Garrett jersey, myself a Jason Garrett jersey, and one lucky fan that's in the chat box a Jason Garrett jersey. We be 3 Jason Garrett jerseys out here, right? So
I'll wear it.
I want that to happen, believe it or not. I want to be wrong with this, but here's how we can make this thing happen. His press conference or his post-game conference, I think it was the next day conference or something like that, he said we got back to doing what we do best. We got back to our DNA. And as Tyler Perry would say, Dana, we got back to DNA. So do you think that we are back to our DNA, running the rock?
We'll see. Let me say one thing before I finish that. Manuel Cornet says I'm wrong about primetime coming. Yeah, it was for money, and yes, of course. Why wouldn't you say a ring? He just got a Super Bowl with the Niners, and of course he was going to try to get a ring with the Dallas Cowboys, of course. But money was a huge factor because primetime likes it, and that's all I'm saying. Yeah. But now, if you're talking about getting back to our DNA, I'm sorry. I don't know, because just because I saw it against the Rams, we seen what happened with Tony Pollard. We was getting all excited. Ooh, Tony Pollard had 100 yards rushing against Miami. Ooh, yeah, let's get it. Next thing you know, no Tony Pollard. You know what I'm saying? You didn't see him. He went ghost. He went MIA. And I'm sorry. I just like I made on my Twitter post, I love my Cowboys, but I don't trust y'all. And that's just the truth. And I can go back to my kid, and I talked about it yesterday. I love my sons. Love them to death. Right. Die for my kids. Love my kids. Do anything for my kids. Love my kids to death. But when my son had a lying problem, getting bad grades, oh, Dad, I'm going to get them grades up. Oh, Dad, I'm going to get them grades up. Am I going to take away from my love for him? No. I'm still going to love him more than anything in the world. But you know what? I don't trust anything you say no more. So guess what? I'm not believing it until I see it. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk about you getting these good grades. Don't talk about how you've been studying. Don't talk about how you've been doing all this extra work. When I see that damn report card, I want to see them grades up. You feel me? I mean,
yeah.
That's what the actions speak louder than what you're telling me. So if they're saying they're getting back to their DNA, yeah, okay, that sounds all good. Yeah. But let's see it against Philly. Don't talk about it. Just go out there and bust their heads and show us.
Bust it wide open. Let everybody know that that you are there. Show us the results. Everybody have reasonings, but results are what matter. And just to piggyback off of what you said too about, hey, yeah, the kids said that they're going to turn this thing around and get good grades all of a sudden. But you want to see results, though. You want to be able to say, okay, now I'm going to draw a line in the sand. You said that you was going to be able to do this. Now we at this pivotal moment. Now we are at that spotlight, or now we at the end result, and you didn't do it, you see. So now there's going to be consequences and repercussions of the matter, you see. And that's what we are trying to say. Big Game James, you only said that because you love your kids. You chastise them because you love your kids. Now, when you kind of transpose this over to football, we look at Jason Garrett. He was handpicked by Jerry Jones. In most situations, most coaches, they sit down with the general manager and they say, hey, here's the plan that we have in store, a 3-year plan, a 5-year goal, or what have you, and this is where we should be at collectively as a team. They normally don't look at that thing and say, here's where we're going to be at in 10 years. Here's where we're going to be at in 20. No. They want to know, when I hire you, when I put you out there on this field, what type of identity this team is going to have, you see. At the end of the day, are you going to be a defensive-minded team, or are you going to be an offensive-minded team? We shouldn't be figuring things out when it's week 16, you see.
Yeah. I mean, We're about to see. That's all I can say with this whole thing. I'm just a wait and see thing right now. Great game against the Rams. Guys contributed. Guys played hard. Guys went back to the basics. But you know what? You got to do it again this week, and then you got to do it again next week. So I don't really care what you did against the Rams. I'm just keeping it real. That was great. That was dope. But you got to do it. You got to bring that same intensity and that same fire again in this Philly game. As a matter of fact, you got to bring it the whole rest of this season, because if you're trying to get to that ultimate goal, there ain't no time for no plays off. There ain't no times for no breaks. There ain't no time for no excuses. There ain't no time for nothing. Y'all better be in that practice just like y'all would expect me. But if they were fans and we were playing, don't you think they would expect that from us, dog?
Right, they would.
Wouldn't they expect that from us if we had the pads on right now and we're getting 20, 30 million a year, and they were the fans and they were sitting there and they loved us and watching us and we weren't bringing it? Yeah, I think they'd be on talk shows too. Yeah, I think they'd be cracking beers and saying, man, that James Jace, he sucks, dog. Yeah. He got that big contract. You know what I'm saying? Now look at him. Law Nation, he thought he was a nice cornerback last year, but he tripping, dog. Start guarding people. Keep getting pass interference, Law.
Right.
I tell you, man, cut him.
Cut him, yeah. I made that same statement too earlier. About we finna wrap this up, and let's give a shout out to Marcy Jill, man. She always holding it down. You know what?
Hey, I know her.
Yes, on the Facebook, man.
Super shout out. He goes hard in the paint.
Tavis Banks too, man. Shout out to him.
Tavis Banks, that's my dog too.
That's your dog. He's like Jay too, man. He ain't gonna give you no PC stuff.
Tavis coming with the fire.
He coming with
know
the
what
real
the hell
fire.
he be talking about. Shout out to Jason Whitlock. No man, I didn't mean to cut you off, Law.
No, you good.
You know my dog. Shout out to Joseph. Is it? What is it, babe? Joshua. My bad. Joshua Whitlock. I apologize. BGJ and Law, the true beat the shit out of the she-goes. He gave the little dots, but I said shit for you. I'm sorry. I cussed.
No, you
good. But I appreciate you for donating to the nation. We appreciate you out there. But yeah, man. Shout out to is it Marcy Gill?
Yeah, Marcy Gill, man.
Marcy Gill. Shout outs to you. You are a monster. She go hard on the Cowboys page, keep it super updated,
Yeah.
And she go hard for them Cowboys. Salutes to you.
Yes, indeed, man. And all of the mods to Meticulous Cowboy J, Studwood, all y'all.
Yes,
I was saying that the Jerry Jones, the contractors that build the building, right? Can you imagine if it's year 10, year 15, and they sit there saying, hey, we left our parts, man, in the truck, or we didn't get our permit for this particular building. Hey, we going to get this support beam going one day, you know. No, we would be mad about that, right? So as fans, we get frustrated just as well as the owner would get frustrated. There's always a timetable to everything. So in order to turn this thing around, Cowboy Nation, this team must win this weekend. Must win against the Redskins because we can't lay an egg in there.
Do not lose against the Redskins.
No. Don't be resting everybody too. What have you earned?
I don't want to see that crap. Oh, we clinched now. Nope. You better play everybody in that damn game. Oh, we worried about getting hurt. Nope. One thing I do notice, what I have noticed when I've played sports, that when you play reckless abandon, you don't have those injuries. When you play conservative, when you play not to get injured, you get injured. That's what always happens, it seems. And it seems like when you're watching teams and they rest their players right before playoffs, they don't play good. So just play them, go hard. This is playoffs. Every game is a playoff game. Every game is a playoff game.
Every game.
So you better play it like that because guess what? It's do or die. There ain't no tomorrow for you, for real, Jason Garrett, if you don't get where you need to get. So to me, he should be putting all his cards out there, wouldn't you? Because you guess what? If you don't get to where you need to get to a possible Super Bowl, you're probably not going to be there. So you need to make it happen, dog. So put all them chips on, put all them chips out there and do it.
Yes, indeed. Oh, and I got to get this out too, Cowboy Nation. Big game, Jay. You see this head? You had this head. You see the headband I got on my head?
Yeah, I love it.
I get so many people asking me like, "How can I get this headband?" I looked all over.
Rocks.
They don't sell this headband. So I looked up the company that created this headband, and I said, "Hey, my name is Law Nation, and I would like to purchase maybe like 20 of these headbands." They looked at it. They looked it up and said, "You know what? We gave these headbands to the Dallas Cowboys organization for X amount of dollars. We don't sell individuals. You know, we don't sell these headbands in individuals, but we only sell them in bulk, meaning that they would give me 550 of them.
Damn.
But guess how much money it is? $850. So I'm
cool on that.
I'm cool because I was like, I'm gonna buy some headbands and I'm just gonna give them out. I thought they were no more than $5 or $6.
I'm not buying $850. I'm not buying $850 and handing them out. I'm sorry, I love you, Cowboy fans out there. I give a few out. But not giving no $500 just for free after I pay $850. No. We ain't doing that over here, baby. Sorry. But guess what, Law? Before you say something, guess what?
What?
$399 from
yes.
Mr. Aaron Lewis. Appreciate you. Holla. And guess what? I heard Ja Rule yesterday. He was like, holla. Me and my boo thing, we was singing in the car. Dollar. Y'all remember Ja Rule? I know 50 Cent killed him, but y'all still love that damn song. Y'all still love that song.
Yeah, they know they love that song. That's a dope song, though. You know, he was dope until 50 came, though.
He was dope until 50 came. No, you know what?
50 hyped him out, you know.
50 killed him, but when you kept singing with all them ladies.
Oh, yeah. He need to go back to that. He probably can go back, maybe, you know, because Jennifer Lopez, you know, she she ain't the best vocalist out there. But you know,
Jennifer Lopez is bad though, dog.
But she, yeah, that's what I'm saying though. So he was like, you know, had songs with her.
Bootang over there. Sorry, Bootang, I ain't mean to say that.
Well, you gonna be sleeping outside?
Yeah, Bootang just looked at me like, what? I mean, come on, dog. It's Jennifer Lopez, man. Seriously?
Oh man, you supposed to say, baby, you can have my heart, but not my eyes. You know.
Yeah, I just put them dark sunglasses on when Jennifer Lopez come around.
Oh, can't but I'm gonna get you in trouble, man. But here's the thing. That I was saying that I want the opportunity for somebody. I believe in business and e-commerces and these sorts of things. I know that people right now, they got talent that can make this headband, and I don't know if you can sell it because, you know, Jerry Jones gonna want a penny. But if you know somebody, they got a shop that they can create this, let me know. Hit me up at my email address, LAWNation or LAWSNation, and hit me up. And that could be a great opportunity because I'll buy at least 25 from you, you know. 25 of them, you know.
Said 2.5. I get 2.5.
Like I
five.
Slang them, you know. Hey, man, get you some free headbands.
I got the headband, man. I got the headband, man.
Yo, man, I got these headbands.
Man, I got these headband, man. On these low, man, I got these headband, man.
And here's the thing, though. If I can show you guys my my inboxes for it, because I get a lot of kids and a lot of people that want this headband. I'm like, I'm just rocking it, man. They gave it away for free. I didn't buy it. I wish I could.
Yeah, it's dope. I like
it. It is. But anything else you want to get out to the nation, Big Game James, before we roll?
Nah, big dog. Just another good show with you. I always love doing good shows with you. Just, you know, my thing is just, hey, Cowboys, I don't talk about it. Just be about it. No excuses. And the time is now. We said it at the beginning of the year. We got the time to do it. Do it. So here it is. Here it's right in your face. You have the golden opportunity. Everybody is saying that you ain't going nowhere. Everybody's saying you ain't making it. Everybody's saying you're in a trash division. You're only going there because your division sucks. You're not going to beat the Niners. You're not going to beat the Seahawks. You're not going to beat the Saints. You won't beat the Packers. Everybody's saying you ain't going to do this. You ain't going to do that. Well, that's when, to me, Dallas plays better. So if to me, Dallas should thrive off that. Dallas should thrive off everybody saying you can't do it. Even the fan base, they should thrive off that. You should be getting like, guess what? Everybody else is saying we ain't going to do it. And so many times it hasn't been done. But guess what? We can show everybody and we can prove the whole world wrong this year. This is the year that we can shut up all the critics. We can take everything that everybody's ever wrote about this team, saying how we underachieved, saying how we've been mediocre. We can rewrite this whole story this year and shut up all the naysayers and doubters. And this is the year you can do it. So what are you going to do, Cowboys?
I mean, they got to take it. They got to take this thing. This can be a way where Jason Garrett can look at it and say, hey, I win these games. Man, my dad, my guy, Jerry Jones, my pops, my old man, he's going to sign me for a 5-year contract extension.
He's going to sign. He go to Super Bowl. He's going to sign him to a 10-year deal. What you
10-year dealer, you know.
He said, my son did it. I knew he could. I love you, son. I love you. I knew you could do it. Everybody doubted you, but I never doubted you. And you know he be saying that to him. You know he is Jerry shaking that hand, looking at him like, I know you could do it. I never doubted you. So,
but it was one documentary that I got a chance to see, Big Game James. And he was sitting there, Jerry Jones was sitting there when Barry Switzer made it to the Super Bowl, right? And he said he prayed to God. And he said, if I can just get this one more Super Bowl, I'll never ask you for anything else. If I can just get this one Super Bowl, if I can just win this one Super Bowl. I just hope that that's not the case, nor the scenario, you know, that he sold his soul for that one Super Bowl. And we always in this now, I guess, tunnel of repentance of not going
football
back
God
to the Super
heard
Bowl.
his cry and said, I remember, Jerry, when you wanted just one Super Bowl. I remember when you just wanted one more Super Bowl, and I gave you just one more Super Bowl. But now, you will have talent, Jerry Jones.
Talent. Yeah.
You will have talent. I will give you talent. I will let you get close. I will not forget how you sold your soul.
It's time for me to collect. but no, that's just me fun and games though. But he did say that in one of those documentaries. I really appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in to the nation. Big Game James, tell them where they can find you at again.
Hey, find me at Silver and Blue Nation, where a lot of y'all are on now. Appreciate y'all jumping in the feed. Had a a lot of good talking in that feed. Shout outs to everybody. I didn't get shout out to everybody's name, but Silver and Blue Nation, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Once again, I always give a shout out to my guy Ryan Humford because he keeps those other pages popping. I'm gonna get back on Facebook. Ryan be getting on me like, "Hey man, when you getting back on Facebook? Hey man, when you getting back on Facebook? Hey man, I am." But dog, it be so many things going on. But I'm gonna jump back on the book. But that's where you can check me out. Always have a good time. But you make sure you check out the Tube tomorrow because I believe me and Okoye will be Okoye Media will be we'll be doing a show tomorrow. I love his breakdowns like yours, you Botching Law, you Botching Okoye. Always have good breakdowns. So I like to pick his brain, and so we'll get it in tomorrow. So make sure you check out that show on the Tube tomorrow on Silver and Blue Nation. And also Stargaze podcast that goes down too with my guy Luke Skywalker still. That's my guy. Hopefully be having Patrick Walker in. We're just trying to coordinate our schedules because he's a very busy guy over there at CBS Sports. So just trying to continue to have those things popping, trying to get some more player interviews, and just on the grind like you, big dog. You know how we do.
Yes, indeed. Y'all know the nation never sleep, man. So, hey, y'all follow Big Game James. Got some extreme good content. I'm seeing your Instagram page, too. It's growing. It's jumping out of the box there.
I'm just trying to, I'm trying to get like y'all. You be having your Instagram popping, dog. Like you be doing stuff on your gram. I'll be like, man, I'll be jealous. I just be looking like I'll be having that flame on over there. So
Yoga flame.
I'm just trying to step my game up and get like y'all, though, straight up on the for real tip.
Yes, indeed, man. I really appreciate the love and adulations. Cowboy Nation, one way or another, let's continue to grind. Let's continue to shine. Let's go beat down Philly. I can't stand them. I can't stand the Green Bay Packers. I can't stand the 49ers. I can't stand the Saints, the Minnesota Vikings.
Hey, before we get off here, Law, what is the one team that you want to meet in the playoffs? And I'm gonna ask this and everybody else before we get out of here. What is the one team that you want to see in the playoffs? We get to the playoffs. What's the one team you want to see? Me personally, I know I want to beat them Packers because I'm tired of Aaron Rodgers, but I want them damn Niners. I want them Niners.
I still mad from 1994.
I want them Niners. I got a particular fan, and she go hard in the paint for her team, and she been yapping and bumping them gums all year, and I got a couple people been bumping them gums about them Niners. I want them because they took that Hot Boys. I told yesterday, I don't care about that Hot Boys name, but the fact that the Niners copied it and tried to take it and try to say the defense is better, I would love nothing better than to play the Niners in the playoffs and dominate them defensively, shut them down, and we run right through their defense and be yelling, "Hot boys,
hot boys, hot boys."
I wouldn't mind saying that. Now that's one time I'll scream some hot boys on them boys.
My dream scenario will be this, we beat those 49ers, and I'll just be like so livid. I'll be so happy. Man, I'll just be so happy. And, I might say live like 94, man. You know what I'm saying? I might just go all the way back because they took that game from us, man. I'll never forget that. I cried real tears, man. That would be one. The Saints, because I'm so close to Mississippi, for us to beat the 49ers, beat the Saints, and somehow Green Bay will be the game, the pivotal game that we beat old Aaron Rodgers down, you see, and watch him sit on the sideline like, oh, I don't know what happened. And then we go into the Super Bowl, and this would be it right here. Call me crazy. We beat the 49ers, we beat the Saints, we beat the Green Bay Packers, and then we go up in the Super Bowl, and it'd be the Patriots, and we reclaim our title. That would be match made in heaven, because everybody would be talking about the Patriots are the America's team and these sorts of things. That would be my life. That would be my life joy right there. And me, you, and somebody else be walking around with Jason Garrett jerseys on, right? Call
Jason
me delusional.
Garrett, that is delusional as hell. It's like, no, I'm just playing. Yeah. That is a run. You remember when the Baltimore Ravens? You know when the Baltimore Ravens won that run and Joe Flacco went nuts in the playoffs? Like everybody was like, what? And he got that big money. That's what that scenario is you talking about. beating the Saints, beating the Packers, beating the Niners, and then beating the Patriots. That's
the eye of the needle. That's the hardest pathway ever.
Yeah, I'd have to wear Jason Garrett's jersey. I'd have to eat crow like every single day for like a year. Like I'd have to be like, Jason Garrett, you are God.
Man, I would
every day I'd have to say that.
I would spray paint my beard and my head red. I'd be like,
okay, we're gonna have to do something crazy though, Law.
You be some crazy people, man.
We got to figure out something to do crazy. If the Cowboys get this, what you just said, that scenario, we get to do that, and we got to think of something crazy that we're gonna have to do because we talked about Garrett and them. Right. We're going to have to figure it out. And it's going to have to be something crazy where all our fans are going to have to see. So we're going to have to get in the lab. And you're going to have to think of something crazy. Yeah. And if the Cowboys have this crazy scenario and they win the Super Bowl, then we're going to have to do something. So me and you have to figure it out.
Especially all that heat I've been talking about Garrett.
Me too. I've been bringing flame on. Matter of fact, we need to get the fans involved and have them give some suggestions. Don't be going crazy, fans, because I know y'all go overboard. Y'all won't go overboard. Don't go overboard, but we should get some suggestions from the fans out there to see what we should do if the Cowboys go that route and do what you say.
Yeah.
You got to do something crazy, dog.
I do. Beyond buying the jerseys.
We're going to do something crazy.
We do some crazy. Cowboy Nation, y'all follow me, LAW Nation, man, and just type that in. I feel so proud of myself. My mom said that she just wanted to test this out, Big Game James. She went to Google and just typed in LAW Nation, and she said she saw her son's face. You see what I'm saying? The logo. And she went to Yahoo, Bing. I even told her, Mama, go to MySpace and Black Planet and just type in LAW Nation. And she just saw my face. You know what I'm saying?
See, my baby done made it. My baby from Mississippi, little Mississippi done made it.
And think about this. Shout out to Ruleville, because that's where my mom is from. So shout out to Ruleville, Mississippi. And for those who don't know, my guy, Morgan Freeman, he just right above from Ruleville. You see what I'm saying? So we from small town folks, man. You know, small town folks.
I love it, dog.
Yes, indeed. Clarks County in the house.
I'm not really. Fort Worth is not really small, but you know what? I've been kind of traveled my whole life, been overseas everywhere. So me, I'm just sitting here thinking, if I never did anything else in media, I had a good time in it. I know I'm going to grow from it because I got to already meet great players, guys I grew up seeing, watching, idolizing, to actually seeing me like, whoa, that's crazy. So this media thing is really it's really a good thing, and it's a beautiful thing. We're going to continue to make it even better. Like, we want to get it to where we see those network out there. When we talked about, making that unified type network where, you can see all of us, hey, I don't have to see this guy every single time, but I can flow off this, or I can watch a breakdown with this guy and they can collab and do that. That's what, at the end of the day, I would love to see, because everybody is joining. You get to see all varieties, because, I mean, when I'm watching somebody on TV, I don't want to see the same person on TV all the time. I like seeing other people. And I think that's what is a good thing about what we all bring on our level from YouTube and beyond, guys that are in media doing things of that nature, because we're giving you a real strong breakdown, but you're hearing it from different voices, and that's always a good thing.
Yes, indeed. And those big networks, they don't read your comments. We read them.
They don't give a hell.
Yeah, they don't take your phone calls.
We actually care.
Yeah, they don't screen your phone calls and stuff like that. We do. We take your phone calls. All right, Cowboy Nation, that's been our time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's jam on up.